I'm happy we won the game, Keith. Like, we shoot 79%. What's the odds? Just, if you were going to Vegas, what would be the odds we'd shoot 79% in the second half? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the same shots. They didn't go in. We were 3 for 17, I think, in the second half. 16 of them are wide open threes. It's making this game. So, in that way, I was not upset at all. They just didn't go in, and we held on to win.
You know, I think we got a little bit of a spark there at the end of the first. Made a couple of subs, you know, and I just kept telling the guys we're starting to feel the pace and physicality and the urgency that we need throughout this game. We obviously knew we needed that to come in, but give the Clippers credit. They came in with a different mentality. They were physical. They were playing tons of force on the offensive side. We were turning the ball over, you know, a little carelessly, so that allowed them to kind of get a spark going. But then we kind of just settled down towards the end of the first. I just reminded them that just keep staying the course. You know, it's a long game. We're starting to feel out what this game's going to need from us. You know, then we battle back. Obviously, have a great second quarter, take a lead in there, built, you know, a 20-point lead in the second half. So, you know, proud of the guys. It's a 48-minute game, and we just had these looks in our eyes like, hey, what's going on right now in the first quarter? We don't have it, and then luckily we were able to turn the corner before, you know, it got too late.
Well, tonight it was our focus. You know, I think we let our guard down early, which we were concerned about coming into the game, just because the Spurs had so many guys out. But we gave them life with some turnovers and some poor defensive play, and they played really well for a long stretch. So our focus at the beginning of the game has to be better. For sure in Denver on Sunday. That's you know, that's the best team in the West, so we're going to have to be sharper.
I think we did a better job of just, you know, recalibrating at halftime. We had a little bit of an extended film session at halftime, showed a couple extra clips, talked through some different scenarios and situations. All got on the same page, and really wanted to make a focus of keeping them in front of us. You know, I thought we were a little loose in the first half with some of our closeouts, and we did a much better job in that department in the second half. And, you know, hats off to Vando, did a great job. You know, we were blitzing them, double teaming Anthony Edwards, but, you know, that's not an easy cover by any stretch of the imagination. So Vando, him just, you know, being locked in, understanding, forcing them to the screen, forcing them to the double team in the pick and roll was huge. Cleaning up the glass, Brown, all these guys chipped in. Dennis with his tenacity defensively. It was great. And different guys at different moments, and we were able to force them into some really, what I would assume, not so good looks for them, and get the ball and capitalize on the other end. Again, the free throw line played a huge role in our victory tonight.
We dropped our standard in the third quarter. That was it. And what I told them was we don't have enough games to do that. We got 5-6 games left. So every time we step on the floor, it's got to be with great attention and intention. We talk about our scale being from 7 to 10, not 1 to 10. And I thought it dropped below 7 in the third quarter. And we gave up so many offensive rebounds and transition buckets. And we only scored 40 points in the second half because we just weren't organized, weren't spaced. And so our guys, you know, we're grateful for every win, okay? But we know we have to play at a high level every time we step on the floor, as far as focus and attention to detail. And that's hard to do, but we have the guys that can do it.
Although we gave up, 120 plus. That's not your typical Miami Heat defensive game, but the activity level, you could feel it. So I don't care about an analytic. I don't care about a stat. We're an energy, effort, toughness team, activity team, disruptive team. When we're making those kind of multiple efforts, you can just optically see it, and you can, more importantly, feel it. And that's what I saw tonight, and we had an intentional game offensively where we got shots on goal, we got the ball where it needed to go. It always helps when you make shots, but intentionality, usually gives you a better chance of that.
I'm extremely proud of all of our guys in the locker room, the character. I'm thankful. I want to thank God for the group that we have. It's been some ups and downs, but it was a big time win on our home floor coming back off that trip. So that's what I'm most proud of.
All right, so you got the Bucks sitting at number 1, Celtics 2, Philly 3. Cavaliers are 4, the Knicks 5, Nets 6. Heat, Raptors, Hawks, Bulls, play-in material. That's where we're sitting at right now in the Eastern Conference. And then you got the Wizards peeking on the outside, but I don't think they got a chance of getting into the playoffs. So basically what I see in the Eastern Conference is what you see is what you get. You got Milwaukee, Boston, Philly sitting at number 1, 2, and 3. And they seem like they all have a 2-game lead over each other respectively. And then you got the Cavaliers about 4 games behind the Sixers. So the way I see it, number 1, 2, 3, and 4 is probably going to finish exactly like that. I don't really see any changes there. Then you got the Knicks and the Nets sitting at 5 and 6, with the Knicks holding a 2-game lead over the Nets. Now, I like both of those teams. I'll be honest. I mean, the Knicks have surprised me this year, and so have the Brooklyn Nets going through the things that they've went through early in the season. And how about Mikal Bridges? Philly, how about Mikal Bridges? You had this kid in your own backyard, and you don't recognize talent when you see it. Stupid. Anyway, I don't know. No surprises here. That'll be a real good 4-5 matchup though between the Cavaliers and the Knicks. I like that matchup. Then you got Brooklyn, Philly. I like that matchup. So I'm kind of liking the matchups that I'm seeing in the East. I think it's pretty much set, at least from 1 through, I would say 1 through 7. I think the Knicks should be able to hold on to the 5 seed. I think the Nets should be able to hold on to the 6 seed. And I think the Heat should be able to hold on to the 7 seed. I think if there's going to be any kind of maneuvering, it'll be 8, 9, and 10 in the play-on games or the play-in games or whatever you want to call that bull crap. Anyway, you got the Raptors and the Hawks and the Bulls. Maybe they'll flip-flop, but that's irrelevant because I don't see none of them teams doing anything in the playoffs. Maybe Chicago, because Chicago has been playing some really good ball as of late. So I'm not going to sleep on Chicago. I think if there's a sleeper team down there, it's probably the Bulls. I'm not going to call the Heat a sleeper team. The Heat are who they are. I got reason to believe that they'll turn it up in the playoffs and they'll begin to make some noise. They'll at least be a very, very tough out in the first round. Those pesky Miami Heat. But other than that, I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm seeing some potentially good first round matchups in the East. But overall, I don't see anything that excites me up until the second round when you're looking at a potential Celtics-Sixers matchup. Oh, how fun that will be. And then you're possibly looking at Bucks-Cavaliers, but I'm telling you, those pesky Knicks, man, I think they might get the Cavaliers in the first round. I think they might get them. But we gonna see. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the Western Conference because I think this is where the competition really is. The Western Conference is really, really tight. All right, you got the Nuggets. Everybody know I ain't buying them. I'm not buying them. But anyway, you got the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Kings, 1, 2, 3. The Suns, number 4, followed by the Warriors and the Clippers, 5 and 6. Play-in material, the Pelicans, Lakers, T-Wolves, Thunder, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They are all in the play-on tournament. I keep calling it the play-on tournament. Play-in tournament for the right to play on. How about that? All right, anyway. You got the Mavericks. Man, how about the Mavericks? What a collapse. Man, that team, they don't play defense. They don't play defense. And I'm not even going to say it's Kyrie Irving, but, man, it's kind of ironic. Kyrie get there, and all of a sudden they go from being in the 4 seed, and right now they are sitting at number 11. They down there with the Jazz right now. But they still have an opportunity. I mean, they're only 1 game out of the 10th seed. But right now, man, the way they're playing, I don't know. I'll take the Thunder right now. I mean, I like the teams that I see in there right now. Now, I like to see Luka and Kyrie make the playoffs. But, I mean, who's going to fall out? The Thunder? The T-Wolves? I don't know. It's kind of close. It's kind of close out west. This is what I'm liking. I'm liking this parity that I see out west because even the top 3 can be had in the playoffs. Although, you know, I really do like the Grizzlies. I really do like the Grizzlies because right now, if I'm looking at it, I think the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the Kings, I think they're going to stay 1, 2, and 3. That's kind of how I see it right now. Then you got the Suns at number 4. Right? They're like 5 games behind the Kings. So with the Suns sitting at number 4, they got a 2-game lead up on Golden State, who's sitting at 5. But I think the Suns hold on to that 4 spot. So the way I see it, you got Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, and Suns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's going to be your top 4. I don't see no flip-flopping of that. Then it's Golden State and the Clippers. I mean, only 1 game separates them in the loss column. So now, who's the better matchup, though? So think of this, because you got the Suns locked in at the 4 seed. Who's going to want to face the Suns? You got the Pelicans and the Lakers. I like this Lakers team, y'all. I like this Lakers team. I'll be honest. I like this Lakers team. I like what I see out of D'Angelo Russell. I think that was an outstanding pickup. But if you can continue to get that version of Anthony Davis dropping 38 on you, if you can continue to get that version and not the one that went down wounded, because he stay hurt. He stay hurt. And then he has these inconsistent games. But if you can get that version of Anthony Davis and the King, LeBron James, still playing at an high level. I love the mix of D'Angelo Russell. I love what they got coming off the bench. I love that kid, Austin Reeves. Lakers might make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie about that. Lakers might make some noise. Now they're sitting at number 8 right now. They got an opportunity to get to 6 and maybe even 5. But I don't know if I like that matchup if they get to 5, because they don't have no chance of catching the Suns at 4. So the Lakers can get as high as 5. But will they want to go up against the Suns, Kevin Durant, and the Suns? You think the Lakers want to take on the Suns in the first round? I don't know about that. But I think they would want to take on the Kings. I see the Lakers making a move for that 6th spot, overtaking the Clippers to take on the Sacramento Kings. I like that matchup with the Lakers. I don't like the matchup at the 4 or 5 spot for the Lakers because that means they're going to have to go up against the Suns, and I don't see them winning that series. I don't see them winning that series. I think Devin Booker and Kevin Durant is going to be way too much for LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the rest of the Lake crew. But out west, I'm seeing some interesting matchups now. You know, you got the Timberwolves and you got the Thunder. I think those two teams can do a little something, but I'm looking at, I mean, even the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram is balling right now. Is he not? Brandon Ingram is balling right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the Pelicans. I don't know if they can really make a playoff run. They got the potential. Man, it's a lot of interesting matchups that I'm seeing that could possibly happen in the playoffs in the West. The West is clearly going to be the better of the playoff matchups. I think the East, you're going to have to wait till you get to the second round. But don't get me wrong, I like that Knicks-Cavs 4-5 potential matchup. I like that one in the East for the first round matchups. Although Brooklyn and Philly makes for an interesting storyline, but I think Philly will eventually mop the floor with the Brooklyn Nets. But that's it for first round. You're going to have to wait to the second round to get some real competitive basketball in the East. Now, out West, it's drizzled with first round matchups all over the place. Like, I'm liking every one. Because I ain't buying them Nuggets. So you know they on full watch right now. As far as I'm concerned. Grizzlies, I do like the Grizzlies, though. I ain't gonna lie. I do like Ja Morant and those Grizzlies, man. It's just something about them and the way they play. They play with just relentlessness. They're fearless for real. They are fearless for real. And then the Kings, I think the Kings can be had. And then you got the Suns sitting in that. See, that's going to be the matchup. Who's going to want to take on the Suns in that 4-5? Right now it's Golden State. Whew. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, hit that like button, man. It just helps the algorithm push the content. And subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you can get notified of when these gems drop. Peace.